What's up guys, my name's Brandon and today we're going to be unboxing the brand new Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. We're going to be unboxing it, going through the setup process, and I'm also going to give you guys my first impressions compared to the iPhone 11 Pro Max, the Note 10, and also the S10 Plus. So we're going to check out the new camera, the 120 Hz refresh rate, all that fun stuff. So as you can see here, the box is just your typical Galaxy box, and we do have some little plastic here that we need to cut. So let's just go ahead and jump right into this. So right once you take the top off, you can see the S20 Ultra right away. Let's just go ahead and set that to the side and check out what else we get inside of the box here. So we have a black little piece of paper here to cover. We also have our charging block right here. It is very lightweight, and you can see right there it says super fast charging. We have our USB-C to USB-C charging cable right here, and then we have some AKG headphones right here, which are actually connecting via USB-C, since of course we do have a USB-C port on the S20 Ultra. And I do like the braided cable that comes on these AKG headphones. You can see there, this is what it looks like, kind of similar to the AirPods Pro. And I do also have the Galaxy Buds Plus coming in as well. So if you guys are curious about those, let me know down in a comment below. But you can see here, we do also get some additional buds for better fitting for different sized ears. So anyways, let's set all this to the side and take a look at the main attraction, the S20 Ultra. And man, right once I picked this phone up to take it out of the box, my finger instantly hit this big old camera bump here in the back. So that is going to be massive, and you're probably going to want a case on this just so you don't continuously hit that, because I can see how that would be annoying. But we'll talk more about that here in a minute. So this is the S20 Ultra, and everybody says that it's big. I mean, it is big. It does have a massive 6.9-inch display, but it looks very similar to the Note 10 Plus, which I have right here. So you can see the size of these two are very, very similar. So let me just go ahead and boot this up so you guys can see the screen and everything as well. We're also going to go ahead and take off the backing right here. And you'll also notice right away that we do have a built-in screen protector here as well, but I highly doubt that it's going to be much better than the one that was on the Note 10 and Note 10 Plus. So you may want to just go ahead and get a third-party screen protector if you care about protecting the screen of this expensive phone, which once again, this phone starts at $1,400. So it's definitely not cheap. You definitely want to go ahead and protect that investment. So before we go through the whole setup process, let's just go ahead and take a tour around this behemoth of a phone right here. And by the way, this is about the same weight as the iPhone 11 Pro Max, if you're wondering. It feels exactly the same weight, but on paper, it is lighter by 4 grams. So the S20 Ultra is 4 grams lighter than the iPhone 11 Pro Max, but they do feel about the same in the hand. So flipping it around to the back is going to be the main attraction, and that is the cameras right here. So once again, that camera bump is massive. You can see it does protrude quite a bit, and if we set it on a surface, it does actually rise up quite a bit there on the top side. You will see how it is kind of just elevated at the top because of that massive bump. So already I'm not the biggest fan of this. It is huge. I prefer something like the iPhone setup, or even like the Note 10, how it had the cameras just in a straight line like this. I think it took up a lot less space. It looked a lot cleaner. But if the pictures are good enough and the video is good enough, it may be worth it. We'll test that out and see. So as for the specifics of this camera, we do have a quad lens setup. So we have a 108 megapixel wide angle lens, a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle lens, a 48 megapixel telephoto lens, and a 3D time of flight depth sensor. And of course, the headlining feature that everyone has been talking about is that 100x digital zoom feature. As you can see here on the back, on the bottom right there, it does say space zoom 100x, advertising that you can actually shoot 100x zoom. We're going to be testing that feature out here on the channel to see if it's any good. We're also going to compare it to the iPhone 11 Pro Max's 100x digital zoom, which of course is not native on iOS. It's done through a third-party app, but still, we're going to test that out and see how it compares. We can also shoot video in 8K on the S20 Ultra, so that will be really interesting to test out. And I also want to see if the night mode is better than the iPhone and the Pixel as well. So a lot of stuff to compare with the camera here. So definitely stay tuned to the channel for all those comparisons. Now also on the backhand side, we have the Samsung text right there, the manufactured in Korea, and the IMEI number right there. Now on the bottom, we do have a USB-C port right there. We have the speakers, and then of course the microphone right there. We do also have some plastic right here, so you may want to go ahead and peel that off. So over on the right-hand side, we have the volume rockers, and then our side key right here, which is the power button and also serves as the Bixby button, which of course you can remap to open up any application. It doesn't have to be Bixby, but that's going to be the main power button as well. So on the top, we do also have our SIM eject tray right there. We can put in some extra memory as well. And then of course we have the hole punch front facing 40 megapixel camera. So this should take amazing selfies at 40 megapixels. And by comparison, the iPhone 11 Pro Max has a 12 megapixel front facing camera. All right, so now let's go ahead and go through the setup process. So you can see right here, it says, let's go ahead and tap on the arrow right here. And we go ahead and agree to the terms right here. Let's just go ahead to next. Now we need to connect to our Wi-Fi, and now we get the chance to transfer over our data from a previous phone. So let's just go ahead to next, and we're gonna go ahead and use my Note 10. And of course we could use an iPhone if we want to as well, but I'm just gonna be using my Note 10 Plus for this video. So let's just go ahead and do wireless. Agree. So I'm going to go ahead and click on send data from the old phone, wireless, and now we should get the QR code and be able to scan it right here. So there you go. You can see right there, we get the prompt to allow or deny. Let's go ahead and click on allow so we can go ahead and start transferring everything over. You can see right here, it will start the transfer process, and this should not take very long, but of course it does depend on how much data you have. So you can see right here, I have about 11 gigabytes. It says it's going to take about 4 minutes. So let's just go ahead and do that. Let's go to transfer. And it will start just like so. Actually, we have to confirm something here first, put in the passcode, and now we will go on. So now you get the option to protect your phone, and this is where you can set up biometric security with facial recognition or a fingerprint. You also get the option to put in a pattern, a PIN, or a password to password protect your phone. So I'm gonna be running through all of these, especially facial recognition and the fingerprint sensor, and my first things to do on the S20 Ultra video. So if you wanna see some tips and tricks about the S20 Ultra and the first things you should do after running through the setup process, definitely check that video out. It's up in the cards and down in the description below. But for now, we're just gonna go ahead and set up facial recognition just so you guys can see how this works right here. Let's go ahead to continue. And we're just gonna do a PIN for the alternative if our Face ID does not work. So the first thing it asks for facial recognition is if I wear glasses. So I'm gonna put no, and then we're gonna go ahead and have to put our face right in front of the camera. So I'm just gonna do that real quick. All right, so that was super quick. It registered my face in like 2 seconds. I only had to have the phone up to my face for literally like 2 or 3 seconds, and it already registered that. So that I think is a good thing, but we will see with time. All right, so here's an interesting option. It says stay on lock screen. When you unlock with facial recognition, stay on the lock screen until you swipe. Turn this off to go directly to the last screen you were using. So I'm actually gonna disable this. I think it's actually gonna be pretty convenient to unlock just instantly go to the home screen once it registers your face. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on next after disabling that feature. And then you also have some additional toggles right here for faster recognition, require open eyes, and brighten screen. I'm gonna keep all of those enabled, but you can change that if you want to. Okay. And now we are going to add the finishing touches, and we should be pretty much done with the setup process at this point. You just have to go ahead and sign in to your Google account. And yes, we are all done. You can see here, the data did transfer over. I do like how it happened in the background as well as I was continuing to set up other things like biometrics and everything like that. All the data is transferred over. So let's just go ahead and click on finish. And you can see here, this is the background that we get, the wallpaper we get right away. I really like the look of that here on the S20 Ultra. And you can see right here, it is installing all the applications from my old device. So you can see it's installing PUBG Mobile right now, and it's gonna install everything else as well with time. So it is still continuing to transfer over the data, but we are able to at least be on the home screen. You can see it did change the background as well, and it's starting to change the home screen based on my previous phone, my other phone, my Note 10 Plus here. So I really like that feature. I think Samsung does a great job with the way they transfer over data. So you can already see how beautiful this display is right here. And this is a 6.9-inch dynamic AMOLED display with a resolution of 1440 by 3200 and a pixel density of 511 ppi. We do also have that 120 hertz super smooth refresh rate. So let me just go ahead and actually show you that so you can see how it works. Let's go into our settings. Let's go to display. Should be under motion smoothness right here. And yes, you can see 120 hertz, and we do also have the option for the default 60 hertz right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn on high refresh rates and apply. And now we have a 120 hertz refresh rate, and I can already tell how smooth everything is with this 120 hertz refresh rate. Wow, that feels like a big difference, especially coming from the iPhone. Big difference there. Feels super smooth. I will have a lot more details about this 120 hertz refresh rate as well. It's probably pretty hard to tell on video. I'm not even sure if you could tell at all on video how smooth it is, but actually using it in person, you can tell a pretty big difference. Now, speaking of smoothness and speed, the CPU inside of this S20 Ultra is also top notch. So we have the Snapdragon 865 with the Adreno 650 GPU and 12 gigabytes of RAM, unless you get the 512 gigabyte model, which comes with 16 gigabytes of RAM, but I did not get that. I just got the 128 here. We do also have a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, so that should be excellent as well. It should definitely go ahead and compete with the iPhone 11 Pro Max here. So if you guys want to see a battery drain test between actually all three of these phones and maybe even more, let me know down in a comment below and I may do that. So here's a little side-by-side of the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra and the iPhone 11 Pro Max. So it does make the Max look small, even though this is a really big phone, but that 6.9 inch display, it is a little bit taller and skinnier as well compared to the iPhone. We also have the hole punch cutout for the front-facing camera, which looks a lot better and a lot cleaner than the notch on the iPhone, so I definitely like that a lot better. On the backhand side though, I think I prefer the look of the iPhone just because the camera module is not as massive as it is on the S20 Ultra, and I also like the matte backing compared to the glass backing, and I like the color right here, midnight green as well, over the S20 Ultra. But I will talk more about the colors and everything about these two. I will compare these two in depth in a video as well, so definitely stay tuned for that. A lot of videos really in general just coming on the S20 Ultra, so definitely subscribe and click that notification bell if you want to see all those new videos. And before I sign off, I just wanted to do a quick test of the 100x zoom just to see how it works and how you get to it. So you can see these buttons right here. If you tap on 0.5x, you have 1x, and then you have 5x right here. And once you tap on those, you can see all the other options for zoom right there that do go away if you don't tap one quick enough. But you can see you have 30x, 100x. Go ahead and tap on 100x. It zooms all the way in. And to go back to 1x, you can see it does take a couple of seconds there, but it does go back to 1x and then 0.5x for the ultra wide right there. So that's pretty cool. I will be testing this out, of course, with future videos. So my overall first impressions are really good. I love the look of the phone. I love the feel of the phone. It feels really good in the hand. I like that skinny feel. It's not as fat as the iPhone. The only thing I don't like is the back, the camera module. My index finger continuously just runs into this massive bulge right here on the back. So I don't like that. I will definitely be using a case to hopefully mitigate that issue, but I will give you guys more thoughts on my impressions and my overall review later down the road. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this unboxing setup and first impressions of the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G. If you guys did, I would appreciate if you gave this video a thumbs up, and of course subscribe for a lot more content coming on this device. So thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon.